Live on your airways right now, it's your boy 100. You're here with aquasilence.com, the #1 choice for unbiased news, media, and entertainment. Got this interview with rap artist Troublesome coming out of Houston, Texas. How you doing, Trub?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic, man. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're over there working. How did you get the name Troublesome?
Oh gosh, everybody asks me this. I got the name Troublesome because when moved to Southwest Houston, which was a different area from where I grew up from, and my mom was very strict. We could not go outside. We had to, went to school, come back. Well, at school it was a little different. I talked a little different. I dressed a little different. And so, you got these little lame chicks that want to talk slick. And, nonetheless, if I'm not known for anything else, I'm known for my slick mouth. So that had, I was the same way. So my little mouth, got me into, I got some little squabbles, got a couple fights. My mom had to come to the school. We had to go to court. It got ugly.
So you troublesome because you was troublesome.
Yeah, and you know what? It's really from, because I'm a pothead, if you didn't know that already, but we was listening to Troublesome 96.
Yeah.
It leaked out, and my sister heard it, and she was like, yo, that's you Troublesome. And I just loved the name, like, you fucking right, I am Troublesome. And I just ran with it, and it just stuck, and it's kind of like an oxymoron.
Right.
Because when you see me, you don't see Troublesome.
I was just about to say that. I was going to say, in person, you this nice, pretty young lady, and then when the beat drops, you transform into this beast, and you just start eating. And it's like the music makes you transform into that Troublesome, and I was going to ask you how different Troublesome in the booth is different from the person outside, but obviously you got that name because you are Troublesome, so...
Well, but to a certain degree, because I just want to let this be known to all your listeners, that I'm not confrontational. I react to situations.
Are you faced with a lot of beef from other female artists?
I myself don't beef. I've come across it, but it's been so petty. Like, it's not even worthy to talk about because it just comes from other people's insecurity, or other people see you progressing and they're at a standstill. Or even you have artists that are moving forward. It just comes with the territory. It reminds me of high school. It's like I'm the new chick all over again. I know that the God in me is not going to let me beef over some petty stuff. Women have been stereotyped to where there can only be one queen, one bad bitch. And I think a lot of low self-esteem and insecurity individuals, they get trapped in that mindset and they start to believe it. I believe that it's enough pie for everyone to eat. I myself, there is no other Troublesome in the game. I am the first.
Yeah.
So what I'm bringing to this industry, no one else is bringing. So I'm confident being who I am and what I do. Because I know you can do you, and I'm confident with you doing you because I got my own lane that I'm just solid in.
That's real.
And I just think if women just would think about it like that, like I'm me, can't nobody be me, she her, can't nobody be her, then I think we would progress more. And it's strength in numbers. That's I keep yelling that. But it's not for everybody to get it.
True. Good answer. How do you plan as an artist to separate those stereotypes so that people aren't looking at you as you may be good as a female instead of just a good artist overall?
When I first came in, it was that like, yo, she kind of dope for a female. It irritated me because I had my own make-believe world of what I thought the industry was. And the more I progressed in this business, the realer it got, and I got to see how this industry is a beast.
Oh, yeah.
It is not for the timid. It is not for the weak. You have to have thick skin. And going into that, I didn't envision it like that. I thought it was, a little bit different.
Yeah.
So it was a very rude awakening for me. But as I have established myself and will continue to, I'm sure over time and as more female rappers get into this game, and I don't mean female entertainer rappers, I mean spitters. Chicks that come up with these concepts and their lyrics is just can't compete with the J's and the M's. Yeah. I'm not talking about females that's getting up there showing their ass, you know what I mean, legs spread apart. That's what you call a character, not a lyricist. That's not a rap artist. That's a character, and you're selling an image. And I'm not knocking your hustle by any means, and not at all, because I feel you. You got to get it how you live. But I just don't want society. I don't want young girls coming up that want to pursue being a rap artist or anything in the entertainment business. I just don't want them to think that you have to take off your clothes. That's where Troublesome comes in and say, no, mama, you ain't got to get it like that.
And you know what? You know what? You just kind of answered my next question I had for you. Because that's great that you have a bigger demeanor about yourself than just to be a talented rap artist. You also want to be a role model and provide something for someone else to look up to. That's fantastic. I commend you on that. And you touched on the whole sexuality of the business, and that's what I was going to ask. Like, as female artists, seemingly they're categorized by the sexuality, or then you have the power independent woman type, or you got like the tomboyish type, like an MC Lyte or RIP, a Left Eye would be. How would you want to classify or want to be classified as an artist? When someone thinks of you, what genre within a female artist would you be?
You know what? To be honest with you, when someone speaks of Troublesome or thinks of me or listens to any of my music, bottom line, they're going to be like, that's a real chick. Whether I'm talking about party and bullshit, or whether I'm talking about something that's uplifting that can help you get through the day, or something that can console you because you lost a loved one, or you're going through this struggle because you don't know how your lights are going to get paid and ain't no money coming in, because I've been through so much.
Right.
So it's so many things that I can touch on from experience, the cards that life has dealt me.
Now you got, a lot of people on Nicki Minaj, and down south, Candy Red got the song that's getting played. It's a lot of females that are seeming to come back. It's almost like the female movement is back on the rise, like in the 90s with Kim and Fox, or 2000s with Trina and Brad. So would you say that you feel like Troublesome's time is coming? So do you feel like your time is coming and you're really starting to get the movement moving as it should be?
You know what? I think that everything at an appointed time, and I think everything at God's perfect time, because everyone has a season. You have to understand that.
True.
And so this season may be Nicki Minaj season, or maybe Candy Red season. And what's for them is for them. You know what I mean? So I think that I'm just, while you patiently waiting for your harvest to come, you still got to make sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because I would, for me, every day is an opportunity. Every day is my day. I think that I'm a little bit too advanced for what's going on right now. So I think that the consumers need to catch up, because I'm not willing to dumb down. How can I put it? I was telling Sherelle when we were in Atlanta at the BET Hip Hop Awards, I was telling her that when talent starts to matter again, that's when I'll fit in.
True, because we have our slumps, we have our ups and downs where nobody wants any content. Well, we just want to chill, we want to party and bullshit,
body rock,
right?
And I get that. I'm gonna give this perfect analogy. It's like a woman that's birthing a baby. If she delivers too soon, it's premature. It may have complications.
Right.
But if she
I can't agree with you more.
Delivers at the perfect delivery date, then she births this blessing, this new creation. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what it is. Maybe I'm still having my labor pains. Maybe I'm not ready to birth out my dream yet. You know what I mean?
That's real.
So I just have to sit back and be patient.
How do you manage to have the time management and to be able to separate your industry and your home life?
I have a son who keeps me very grounded, and at the same time, he's my focus to why I have to work so hard and achieve the success that I have to, achieve. But more so, I come from a very spiritual family. My father is a pastor. So any advice that my family gives me, it comes from a spiritual aspect, as well as, them wanting the best for me. So I think that my relationship with Christ also keeps me humble and focused.